Hello. It looks like I may have been more right than I thought I was on a number of counts yesterday. First off, Andy Murray. I don't know if you picked up The Sun today. A lot of speculation that actually Andy Murray and Kim might get married. You know, among their friends and their inner circle and that. I had no idea. Maybe I've picked up on that. They're going to get married, aren't they? It's going to happen. Wow. I'm just surprised. There's actually talk about it, unless the reporter just saw my video and was like, oh, okay. That was a joke. I'm going to try and talk fast as well, so I don't ramble on for 25 minutes. God, that was epic even for me. San Francisco, the Flight 214 crash. There was a news conference yesterday, and thanks to the fact that I follow ABC on Twitter, I saw the link for the news conference live, so thank you, I love you. The fire department, the San Francisco Fire Department chief, he actually admitted at the news conference that that it's possible one of their apparatus ran over one of those poor girls who died in that crash, and that was why she died. He actually admitted it, which is really good of them. So I think that is even more likely what I initially said yesterday about one of the girls possibly being died because she was run over by a fire truck. Mate, that is probably more right than I thought it was at the time, because they're the ones that's going to get there the fastest, you know, that's the fire department, they go there as quick as they can, so she probably was run over by a fire truck, if that's how she died, you know, which is terrible of course, but what else have I heard about that? I've heard lots of news and I'm still feeling a bit not like my brain is just lagging. Perhaps it's too much information, my brain's up going into overload. It's going, no, I can't take it. So yeah, I was right about more than I thought I would be. Sort of good and sort of bad. So today, Mark Bridger got slashed across the face in jail last night, or over the weekend, and that's like across the cheek. One of the other inmates had got a makeshift knife and just gone whoosh across the face, and he was taken to hospital and he was given stitches. That's how bad it was. So he's not going to go down well there, and he's locked up in Wakefield prison with like, I can't remember the number, 750 odd other men, and a large majority of those are sex offenders. So you know, you know whatever you've done is really bad if you're locked up in there with all these sex offenders and they're wanting to hurt you, because they're not all complete arseholes. You know, even really bad criminals, they have a line that they draw, and if somebody else crosses that line and they get in the same building as them, they're gonna let them have it, you know. So he's obviously in for a bad time when he's fixed up, if he's already gone, put it back in Wakefield. He's in for a fun time, isn't he, Mike Bridger? So it's coming up on the 1 year anniversary since so there's just Magpie came and sat outside my window and it looked at me. That was kind of freaky. And then it's flown away again now. Hi Magpie. The bird has never done that before. It literally just came up, and I'm talking to you from my camera, which is on my windowsill, and it literally came up on the other side of my window and sat on the windowsill, and it stared at me through the glass, and then it flew away. That has kind of freaked me out a bit. A bird has never done that before, and because it was so close to it, you know. The window, the actual glass from the window is about that far behind where the camera is, so the bird was like this far away from me or something, so that's like, oh my god. I mean, I'm not scared by birds, but that's just kind of freaked me out a bit. I've kind of lost my train of thought now. What was I saying? Yeah, it's been 1 year. It's coming up on a year since Fiona Bone and I've forgotten their names even, I'm so sorry. Since those two policemen were killed in Manchester by Dale Cregan. I didn't forget his name, you see, but I've forgotten those two brave women who were killed, those police officers. it's coming up on near on a year since they were killed, and the first responders, between 2 and 5 officers who were the first responders to the scene after they had been injured and gave them first aid. Those 5 are still on sick leave, and it's very possible that, was it 2 or 3 of them? It's very possible that 2 of them are never going to go back to the job. I read that online just this morning. That's a direct quote from the police, because they're so traumatised by what happened, and even the chief, the guy that was in charge, he has served in like the Falklands and that, the chief, excuse me, sorry, so he has had a lot of experience, like actually in a war, you know, where people are dying and stuff, but in that situation everybody's armed, and he said what happened with those 2 policemen was hard for even him to deal with, because they were not armed, you know, they weren't going into a firefight and just sort of dropped like that. That's it happened. Because they were unarmed, and they were going in to, I don't know what they were called up to, a burglary or something, wasn't there? Because Dale put in a false call to get them, to lure them into there, and then they just grenaded them. So that was really horrible. So he's had a really hard time dealing with this, but he said his war experience has sort of helped him a little bit. You know, so sorry, I had a noise. Just put me off track again. So you know, but he's sort of doing all right now. I think it's been a year. His war experience has sort of helped him deal with that a little bit, even though that was extra hard for him to deal with. He'd never had to handle anything like that before. But I should have probably made notes. I thought I heard a noise. I'm alone in the house, so might distracted me a bit. And in that bed before that, it's just like, wow. You ever seen anything like that? It was a magpie, and it came up to the window and it looked at me. I mean, I'm a spiritual person, but you know, whatever that means. But I was completely lost it. Oh. Brilliant. I think I'm just going to go to bed. I wish I could. I think I'm losing my mind a bit, so if I don't come back tomorrow, video tomorrow, I think I've just died. I've just given up. My brain's just given up on life. But I'm sure that won't happen. So, thanks for watching this. Please like and leave a comment if you have anything to say, even if it's just, you're crazy, I'm never coming back to see you again. Thanks, that's alright. You can say that. And have a lovely day.